Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to On the Road with Sam Watkins. Today I have a very special guest, Diceman, joining us in the studio today. What's going on, Diceman?
Not much, just living and relaxing. Can't complain.
Awesome. Well, let's begin by tell us a little bit about yourself and your music.
Basically, I go by the stage name of Diceman. I've been doing music for about well over 20 years. Um, I'm originally from Detroit, Michigan. I moved around a few places, lived in Canada for a little while. I'm out here on the West Coast now in Oregon. Um, my music has evolved over time. When I first started, I was a little bit raw, and now I can look and say, as I've gotten older, I've refined my music a little bit more to not follow the current trends, thank goodness.
Mm.
So now my music is more so a little bit more conscious type music, but I also still go to my roots of being quick with it with words, punchlines, and just being creative with music. So that's kind of how I would say my music has evolved over the years from when I first started back in the early 2000s. So I'm probably dating myself right now.
Yeah, well, I've done that a few times myself, and I'm 48, so
Yeah, not too far
yeah.
behind you, buddy.
Yeah, well, all right. It doesn't matter though. I mean, honestly,
No,
the music industry today, I don't even think they care about age much anymore. Just
yeah,
how you look and how you sound.
yeah. Like I said, when I first started out, you had a time frame where you wanted to make it big or
Yeah.
make it out there in music. And it was like the cutoff was almost like 30 years old. Now
Yeah.
I think it's changed to where now
Mhm.
artists, it's a timeless thing. And we should never be aged out of an art form that we actually enjoy to do.
Yeah.
And that's why I kept going. I took a break for a while, but I came back and then that's why I still go. Because it's like, why am I aging myself out of music? Music is timeless. So
Mm.
yeah.
Very true. Very true. And what are some projects that you accomplished or are currently working on at the moment?
So I just recently last year released a project called Meaning and Purpose. It was a little project that I would say was kind of out of my realm because I ended up meeting this guy. He is a producer over in Nigeria, and he just reached out to me on LinkedIn one day and was like, "Hey, have you ever rapped over Afro beats?" And I was like, "No, send them to me." And he sent them to me. I heard him. I was like, "Okay, I could do something with it." And it turned out to be a nice project to where it expanded my thought process and how I think about things. And I got really into the depths of actually putting songs together. And I think that it was a pretty good project that um, made me expand my horizons when it came to thinking about conscious stuff and things that's happening in today's society. So
Yeah.
that's my latest project. I do have a new one that I'm working on right now that I hope to have out by the summertime. It's the third installment of my Verbal Mastermind series that I started way back in 2003. Um, this will be the third volume to it. Um, and besides that, I've released about 7 or 8 albums and a few features here and there and some compilation albums, but that's kind of what I have right now and what I've been working on. So I do have some things in the works.
Awesome. And I can't wait to hear more for sure. Um, so yeah, now would you say that because with with the different genres and subgenres and subgenres, I guess though we have a
Yeah,
lot of different styles of music now these days. Would you say that your style is more rap music, or would you say that you kind of pull from different genres?
I would say it's more based in hip hop, rap music, um, because I grew up around the time where it was first starting to take traction, like the LL Cool J's and
Oh yeah.
uh, Kool Moe D's
Oh yeah.
and Rakims and
Oh,
Run DMC's and things of that
favorite.
nature. It was a good time, and like I remember as a young kid hearing that, and I was like, "Wait a
Mm,
minute, like what
yeah,
is this?"
right.
Uh, being exposed to that type of music. Very first song I ever heard rap wise was "I Need Love" by LL Cool J,
Oh yeah.
and
That's a cool.
yeah, and actually on my next project, one of the songs I got on there is called Dear Hip Hop, and I actually talk about how I got started in hip hop
Oh,
and what led me to, um, doing hip hop music, and that was one of the songs.
no.
But of course, I try to listen to all different types of genres of music and then pull from them, and because all different types of genres do have something to offer. Now, it might not be my wheelhouse and my greatest strength, but I try to listen to all types of music and gain inspiration from that.
Very cool. Let's talk about some of these songs that we're gonna play. Let's start with "My Better Half." Tell me about that song.
So, my better half was a song that is, I want to say, it's basically telling a story about you being with somebody that is your better half and what it took for you to make them your better half. Um, it's kind of loosely based on my relationship and how I, met my better half and how we've grown and become the people that we are today. So, yeah, that's kind of where I got the idea for that song. It
Hmm.
just came to me when I first heard the beat, and I just was like, okay, this is where I'm going with it. I want to talk about,
Yeah,
relationships and how when people meet, they want it to be some type of euphoric type relationship. And that's kind of where I got that idea from my better half.
yeah, I feel that. I do.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a quick break, and this is Dice Man with "My Better Half," and we'll be right back on ITNS Radio.
Uh-huh. Nah, nah. Wanna let you know you're my better half. Through the good and the bad. Nah, nah. It's no doubt you are my better half. Nah, nah. When we first met, I blew you off, but in due time, our paths will cross. Then we would team up to be a good combination. We had good conversations, and all the situations that we faced together was worth every moment. Whoever was against us, we battle every opponent. Bonnie and Clyde, it's old cliche nowadays, so I'll just say that you're my bright spot on my darkest days. I cannot count the ways that you held me up when the going was rough. When I'm walking on the high wire line of life, you're the weighted bar that I grab a hold to keep my balance. When I get uprooted, you always keep me planted. Aura is outstanding, and yes, I am attracted to every facet of your presence. There is no contest when it comes to you. You're the only one that I'm impressed with. Don't ever leave my side, nah, nah. Our love will never die, nah, nah. No other can provide, nah, nah. The things you have inside, nah, and that's real. What I wanna do is give you a round of applause for accepting my flaws. That gave me cause to pause. You never took a withdrawal, you kept investing, and we rose because of it. Ain't no doubt, there is no question that would need to be answered to anyone who wants to challenge anything we have built on this foundation. Our determination was to make an obligation to reach a level of nirvana that will be our destination. And even when we did have a few hiccups, it didn't matter because we both were there to pick it up. We would work it out like dominoes during sit-ups. You're a gift in my life, there's no need for Christmas, and words cannot express the difference that you have made to me in my life. You have broken me out my cage. What more could I ask for my better half? It's no doubt your addition is the best math. Don't ever leave my side, nah, nah. Our love will never die, nah, nah. No other can provide, nah, nah. The things you have inside, nah, and that's real. Don't ever leave my side, nah, nah. Our love will never die, nah, nah. No other can provide, nah, nah. The things you have inside, nah, and that's real. It's real.
All right, we're back now with Dice Man on the road with Sam Watkins. And so tell me, Dice Man, Who are some of your, well, you've already mentioned, I think, a couple. Who are some of your other influences music-wise?
So considering that I'm from Detroit, of course, Eminem's one of my artists that I've listened to, of course, from Detroit. I've also listened to other Detroit artists like Royce the 5'9" and Trick Trick, and we've all had some influences from Detroit artists,
Mhm.
especially there's so many I could name, but off the top
Yeah,
of my head, like I said, Eminem, Royce the
yeah.
5'9", Trick Trick. There's a lot of underground artists there as well that influenced me back when I was growing up.
Mm,
Outside of that, of course, I've listened to Busta Rhymes growing up. Uh, one of my favorite artists was just with his creativity, especially with music videos, and just his music in general.
mm,
I'm trying to think of other artists that I would say help me, become the type of artist that I wanted to be. But
yeah.
I think I'll leave it at that because if
Okay.
I would try to figure out the other artists, we might be sitting here for an hour
Yeah, that is true.
and I don't want to do that.
Okay.
That'll just no, that's not a good idea on our part.
Cool.
So
That's cool. That's
yeah.
cool. Well, I know, of all the artists I've listened to, and I've listened to a lot of different genres. I know you mentioned LL Cool J, but I particularly like Run DMC. I think you mentioned them too.
Yeah, Walk
Um,
This Way with
yeah,
Aerosmith.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
it
say
was
that's like my favorite jam right
yeah.
there.
They had
So
some good
cool.
music. My Adidas and Mama Said Knock You Out from LL Cool J.
Yep.
And it's just me, I guess back then,
Too much too much to
yeah.
list, really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, the as I call them now, the cool kids, the young
Mm,
bucks, they wouldn't
yeah.
understand. They wouldn't.
No, no, probably not. But I think you might be surprised by some of them.
Yeah, I would. I
You
probably would.
really. My son is close to 30, and he actually listens to a lot of really stuff that I used to listen to when I was a kid. So yeah, you'd be surprised. I mean, youngsters are actually picking up on a lot of the old stuff these days.
I hope so, so they can at least go back into the history of music
Yeah.
itself, not just any genre per se,
Mhm.
but music is vast. It goes all the way back to like ancient times where they were
Yes.
beating drums and dancing.
Right.
So music is really, really deep.
Yeah, and I feel like that's good too because it helps them grow as artists. You know, the ones that choose to pursue a career in music, it helps them grow a lot as artists by getting to know the raw originality that we used to have back in the 60s and 70s and 80s and even in the
Yeah,
90s.
yeah.
Um, to,
Nowadays, a lot of artists just want money,
yeah,
and they want
yeah,
notoriety.
hmm
And that was kind of one of the reasons why I stepped away from music for a while, is
hmm
because the grind just even, get there, it was just too much. And I had kids, and of course I had my relationship, and I'm like, and my drive and my thrill was gone. So I stepped away for like over 10 years and came back because a friend of mine's passed away and I had to finish his album for him.
man,
And that's what made me get back into music. So like now at the point in my life with music, I don't do it for notoriety or recognition or anything like that. I actually do it because I love the art form and I want people to hear what I have to say. If I make money from it, I'm fine with it. If I don't care. I just want people to hear, the art form. That's what's
yeah,
the most important part of it all. It's the art form, not the money, not the
mhm.
notoriety, the art form.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about this next song, Change for the Better. Tell me about that one.
So change for the better is it's kind of self-explanatory, but I kind of used myself as the experience, and I wanted to change for the better, basically. Coming from a big city like Detroit, and at a young age, I was getting myself in situations where, hey, if you don't get your act together, crazy things can happen. So I decided that, hey, I wanted to change my life for the better and do better things. So when my kids grow up, they don't have to, look at their dad and be like, dang, what happened? So that's kind of where change for the better came from. And then it's just, looking at the world around me and understanding that I can learn things and become a better person from it. So that's where I kind of got the change for the better um, idea from.
Awesome. All right. Well, here it is, ladies and gentlemen, Dice Man with Change for the Better, and we'll be right back once again.
Let me give you just a little bit to nibble on. Too much on your plate will make it throw it up like Little John. I'm an east side boy from the dirty club. You don't need winter months for you to catch a flurry of hot ones that will leave you numb, make you fall like flakes, wash you away like dandruff. Don't make a mistake, it was not the life of me, so I found a way to make my escape so I could reshape my outlook, give my kids something I never had, and that was not living in the hood and having dad around to help me become the best I can. So I started my journey to become a better man.
I'ma be better, changing for the better. Looking at my past, not looking for the future. I'ma be better, stacking up my peppers. Looking up for young ones, grinding for the future. I'ma be better, changing for the better. Looking at my past, not looking for the future. I'ma be better, stacking up my peppers. Looking up for young ones, grinding for the future.
Looking back on the choices that I have made, whether right or wrong, it made me who I am today. From taking the chance to pack up and move away from home multiple times, all it did was pave the way. And now I have turned nothing to something in order to function. All the dead weight that I had to dump it. Exercise my mind, challenge what I was taught. Then my mind got stronger, now that's a train of thought. The past are memories, but it teaches a lesson. Life is a gift, so we have to live in the present. Once my light bulb turned on by incandescence, I was able to shine bright with effervescence.
I'ma be better, changing for the better. Looking at my past, not looking for the future. I'ma be better, stacking up my peppers. Looking up for young ones, grinding for the future. I'ma be better, changing for the better. Looking at my past, not looking for the future. I'ma be better, stacking up my peppers. Looking up for young ones, grinding for the future.
When my time is done and I'm dead and gone, it won't matter cause the world around will move along. It won't care if I existed in the first place. Being forgotten in my eyes is not the worst case scenario at all, as long as I'm able to give the best of me every single time to the death of me, and make an impact to people surrounding me in a positive way, especially if they count on me. I am a seed and my parents, they grounded me, and I started to grow into something astounding. See me now, look mom and dad, I took on my endeavors, and the end result is that I changed for the better.
I'ma be better, changing for the better. Looking at my past, now looking for the future. I'ma be better, stacking up my papers. Looking out for young ones, grinding for the future.
All right. Well, we got one song left to play here. I got Dice Man once again. And tell me, where can people currently find and or purchase your music?
Well, they could definitely find the music on all the streaming platforms, of course. They could also go to my website and support if they wanted to get digital downloads. My website is diceman313music.com. So they definitely can go there. But of course, usually nowadays, everybody wants to go the easy route instead of
Mhm.
going to certain websites, and they'll just go to Spotify or they'll go to Apple Music. So basically, any streaming platform that you could get your hands on, you could probably find my music there.
Awesome. All right. And do you have or do you plan on filming any music videos?
I've always thought about doing music videos, and every time that I got around to trying to do it, it never happened. I have ideas, but at the same time, it's like, dang, how am I going to look in front of a camera?
Oh,
So it's like, the nervousness of that sometimes.
yeah.
So even though I have performed in front of people and I have videos of me performing,
Mhm.
doing an actual music video is kind of different because you have to have the idea together, videography, and
Yeah.
bouncing ideas, and then making sure that you're in the right environment for the video, and making sure you look halfway decent for the video. And I'm like,
Yeah.
um, it's like, will I eventually get to it? I hope so. But
Mhm.
with the advent of AI and all this other crazy stuff that's going
Mhm.
on,
Yeah.
people can now make music videos just with AI, and then they just punch their face in and
Yeah.
boom, there you go. So, and the people will be talking. So it's like you know, compared to
Yeah.
growing up, the times have changed, and I've adjusted a little bit to the change in times. Um, but I still want to be original to myself, and I try to follow. Um, I guess that's the key, and that's the one thing that my significant other said. It's like if you dibble and dabble in this AI thing, make sure you stay original to you and don't follow people. So it's like I try to follow what she tells me, and
Yeah.
so far it's going good.
That's good. That's good to hear. Can I kind of briefly share with you my experience with videos?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Yeah. So my whole thought at first was that videos were a little bit too, I don't know, commercial, I think,
Yeah,
in the sense that, you have you're under so much pressure to make something really good, and it's like when you make a movie, basically you're under so much pressure. You have a very limited budget sometimes.
right,
And there's so many things that go into it. But one thing that I've realized is that you don't necessarily these days, because like you said, I mean, there's AI, there's all this other stuff, but there's also YouTube, and there's also video editors that you can use, which is what I did basically. What I did was I took the song, put it in a video editor, and came up with some images, different images that you could make into like you can actually make GIFs, which I thought was kind of cool. And
yeah,
I would take all these different images and I would make them uh, certain parts of them would be about each part of the song, and then I would took that and I put it all together, and I basically came up with what I call a collage video. So I thought, this is really something I could do. I don't even have to be in the video. It's like, it doesn't even matter. I don't have
right,
to actually be in the video to do it. I don't have to worry about the pressure of the budget and everything. I can just do
right.
this, and it's so much easier to do. So that's kind of my experience with videos.
Yeah, I actually have a video coming out soon, and this person reached out to me over this visual guy over in Nigeria. I've been meeting a lot of cool Nigerian people that are just out
Mhm.
there working to try to make a little bit of money. He created a video for my better half,
Hmm.
a AI generated type video. Eventually, I'm going to release it. I just haven't gotten around to doing it because I had another video that I had to put out first,
Oh,
and it
okay.
was like a visual video of just me in a song,
Hmm.
and it's kind of animated around me, and I make a few movements and all the other stuff, but I had to release that first. But I definitely want to put that one out because, like you said, it's kind of falling under the premise that you just said. Just like it's just visuals, but I'm not in it, you
Right,
know,
exactly.
and
And
it's just my music in the background.
that's the beauty part of it, though. You can do anything you want with a video, and they're either gonna like it or they're not.
Yeah, pretty
Hopefully
much.
they concentrate more on the song than the video itself, because I've actually had a little bit of experience with that too, where somebody was like, kind of downplaying the whole video thing, but not really paying attention to the song. So,
Yeah,
there's pros and cons to everything, basically.
yeah,
Um,
definitely.
yeah, definitely. All right. So this next song, Pressure, tell me about that song.
So Pressure is basically a song where I'm just telling people it doesn't matter what you go through in life. You're gonna have pressure from certain situations. Just don't buckle under it. Um, you just got to figure out the best way to navigate your journey and try to end up, how can I say it, in the best position possible. You always want to strive to be better each day that you exist. Life is a lesson. You learn daily, or at least you hope to learn daily. Some people do, some people don't. But
Okay.
there are situations where, life can be packed with pressure, and the question is, how are you going to handle it? Are you going to buckle under it, or are you going to let the pressure create a diamond?
Yeah.
So that's kind of where the premise of that song came from. Um, and it's actually a really, really good song. I had a lot of fun creating that song because the way that the song breaks itself down in between the verses, when people hear it, they'll be able to actually like listen to what I'm actually saying, and that's the key. I want people to hear what I'm saying. Yes, the production is a very important part of it, but the message is just as important as the production, so they have to go together.
Absolutely. All right, here is Pressure by Diceman. And when we come back, we'll wrap things up after this.
When the pressure takes you on, where you going? When the time's coming, baby, are you flowing? Don't you crumble? I said, don't you crumble? Can you hear me, baby? I said, don't you crumble?
When I raise the bar, it feels like I'm weightlifting. And when I'm shape shifting, my skills they will rise high like the Empire State Building. And that right there's a given. Bust my rear end to make the dividend. No matter what clothes I try, I'm still not fitting into the new style out. I'm starting my own trend, and I will do me until the very end. That's right. So I extend my thoughts, then I blend the sauce, then I reach across, teach what I was taught to anybody that is willing to listen. But if I give game, then you must pay attention. They are arm and hammer, so watch you like a shirt. Hating you out to dry up, put you in the dirt. So stay on alert, keep your head on the swivel. Your intelligence is far from artificial. Pressure on carbon makes diamonds. Pressure packed moments can crush you. So you have a choice to make, and it's simple when you shine bright or when you break. Pressure on carbon makes diamonds. Pressure packed moments can crush you. So you have a choice to make, and it's simple when you shine bright or when you break. In this day and age, some people are brave enough to discredit every word that you say, like you don't have a voice to speak up and say what I do with my life is my choice. You should never crave to end up like a slave in a roundabout way. We should not go in circles. If there's a hurdle, you jump right over it. Don't let the load get heavy where you can't shoulder it. Nah. If you get lost while on the journey through life, make sure you have the right coordinates to navigate your way through the maze. Once you get through all the storm clouds, you will see bright days. Take a negative, develop a positive. Photograph of your life is your prerogative. Yes. Make sure your image is never altered or your name isn't slaughtered. Just good vibes when you're brought up. Pressure on carbon makes diamonds. Pressure packed moments can crush you. So you have a choice to make, and it's simple when you shine bright or when you break. Pressure on carbon makes diamonds. Pressure packed moments can crush you. So you have a choice to make, and it's simple when you shine bright or when you break. Don't buckle under pressure. Don't buckle under pressure.
Okay, well, I got a couple more questions for you before we go. Have you had a chance to tour, or do you plan to at any time?
Hon- Honestly, I've never toured.
Okay,
Like, yeah, crazy as it sounds, I've never toured. I've thought about it, but it's for me, it's not my, how can I say it? End all be all. It's not something that I'm
right.
saying like I really, really want to do. I honestly don't care about it, right at this point. I have performed, but not on tours. And plus, I look at tours and all the work that the people have to go through to do that, and I'm like, it's a nightmare. Like when I've done shows, I know how hard that is just to figure out the sets and the songs that you want to do that will engage with people. And to get that together and then do that every single night on tour, I don't know if I could do that. Maybe a few cities, but not no nationwide tour. I don't think I could do that, but I never
Yeah.
tried to.
Well, I mean, on that, it's pretty much a personal choice. I mean, some people say that it's good to
Yeah,
to do that because you probably make more money that way.
you're right.
Other people say that depending on which genre of music you're in, it you can or you don't have to. So it's really kind of up in the air at that point. So
Yeah,
how you want to do it.
at the end of the day, it's all about where you want your goals to be set at. Right now, my goals are not set at that. My goal is to touch people with my music um, the best way possible without going that route. Like, I don't. I'm not too up on the big fame and all the other stuff.
Yeah.
I just want people to appreciate my music. I don't have to go on tour for that. I can just put it out on the platform and people just listen to it. And if they love it, they love it. They don't, they don't. I get it.
Yeah.
That's the way life is.
I couldn't agree more, and I think that's very important to music, is just to realize, that no matter what happens, you worked really hard at it, and you hopefully you got your message across.
Yep, that's the key.
So yeah. All right. Well, thanks so much, Diceman, for doing this interview with me, and I look forward to hearing a lot more from you. Is there anything you'd like to add before we go? Any shout outs or web links or anything?
I definitely need to make some shout outs.
Okay.
One of my shout outs I definitely want to say is to, like I said, the producers that I've met, especially the guy I just recently met in Nigeria. His name is K-Way Praise. He's a really, really good producer. He's a young up and coming producer out there, and he works really hard at his craft. I trust him with my musical taste and things like that. I also want to, give shouts out to all the artists that I've worked with in the past, and producers. I've worked with some producers like named Trip Lee. He's from Detroit, but he's down in Florida now. I've worked with some people over in Canada, friends of mine's, Mike Guts, Black Tai Chi, and just people I worked with back home in Detroit. I know it's a lot of people back home in Detroit that I worked with that I can't even remember. And I also definitely want to give a, shout out to, of course, my family, and other friends and things of that nature. Like I said, if I was to sit here and go through a list of people that I was going to give shouts out to, this would be a very long interview, and I know you have things to do, and so do I. So I know if I've missed anybody, hey, look, don't be mad at me. Hopefully, I'll get you on the back end. But definitely wanted to get those shouts out to people that's been working with me, especially recently. So.
Cool.
I think that's all I got with the shout outs. I know, like I said, I probably missed a whole bunch of people, and they'll probably be mad at me, like, why you didn't shout me out? But I'm gonna be like, look,
they can't get too mad at you.
like, look, man, cut me some slack, please. Cut me some slack.
All right. Well, thank you, man, and you be sure to come back and talk to us again anytime.
Oh, definitely. We could definitely do this again.
Awesome. All right, and that's going to do it for our show for today. I want to thank you very much for joining us, and remind you once again that this show is being archived at Podbean and can also be heard on sites such as Spotify and iHeartRadio. Be sure to support Diceman and everything he does, and be sure to support him and all of our ITNS Radio VIP artists by visiting www.itnsradio.com and the artist roster section, and check out everything we're doing, because we got a lot going on. Blessings and success to all. Be safe out there. And as always, remember, don't just be a music lover, be a music supporter. And we'll see you on the road.
Does anybody see me? I can't find me anywhere. Would you even know? Would you even care? She left me here so long ago, down here all alone. And I wonder if I'll ever see it all.